Ringing the bell at the big board today, the president and CEO of the Seeing Eye, and at the NASDAQ, an executive from Phoenix Technologies. All right, guys, we hear the bell ringing. Let's go down to the floor of the New York Stock Exchange and check in with Nicole Petalides. Nicole?
Good morning, Alexis. Good morning, everybody. Well, we had a nice run last week.
You know, the Consumer Electronics Show kicking off this week in Las Vegas, but it may still be kind of slightly toned down from what we're hearing compared to previous years because of the economic slump. You would expect that. But Phoenix Technologies still planning a major product announcement at the show, and I'm joined this morning in our C-Suite sit-down by Richard Arnold, who's the COO and the CFO at Phoenix Technologies, software maker. Thank you, Richard, for coming in. We appreciate that. I want to talk a lot about your company here in general, but specifically CES, and I'm actually heading out there tomorrow to Las Vegas. You're making an announcement which I believe is public now. Tell us about the new software and what it will do.
Well, we're revolutionizing the design of the PC in a very material way. 25 years ago, Phoenix, it really enabled the cloning industry by forming the firmware layer that sits between Intel and Microsoft on most of the world's computers.
Right.
And today we've launched a completely new design for that layer, which lets you have an instant-on computer that has much better battery life and is totally secure.
So the biggest difference, somebody watching at home that says, all right, this new software, if I have it on my PC, is going to do what? It's going to allow you to be online immediately as opposed to waiting to kind of connect? It's
really like your mobile phone. We've tried to take all the best features of the design of a mobile phone and put them into a personal computer so that when you turn the machine on, you're immediately online. You're surfing, you're doing your messaging, whatever it is that you do online.
Right.
If you want Windows, then you can do a one-button jump over into Windows, which will take some time to have booted up in the background. But in the meantime, you're already working.
All right, so you say you're doing something and you get distracted. For example, you're watching a video, foxbusiness.com. Shut down your computer. You go back to it a few minutes later, a few hours later. It's right on there. You can pick up from where you left off.
Well, the beautiful thing is that if let's say you're watching a YouTube video, you just close your computer and it's now in hibernation state.
Right.
When you turn it back on, it's immediately back on and you're watching the next frame of the film.
That's interesting. All right. So we'll look for that, and we'll look for more product announcements from you and other companies at CES. Now, let's talk a little bit about the macro environment if we can while we have you here, because as I said, this show in Las Vegas is supposed to be, from what they tell us, a little bit toned down. I mean, people are going through a tough time here in the economy. Are you guys feeling it?
I think everybody in the PC industry has felt it to some degree. It's hard to tell yet how long it will last. I mean, the beautiful thing about the PC industry is that it's an essential of life nowadays, and there are 300 million of them made every year. So it's not about to fall off a cliff.
Right.
But CES this year will probably have 2/3 the number of visitors that
it's down a
prior year had.
And we're showing your stock, but you're at the NASDAQ today, right, for the opening bell. PTEC is the ticker there. That stock price is down, as you know, as a lot of the market is. I mean, I think it's 60 or 70% over the past year. Do you expect to make your numbers this year? I mean, are you having to pull back? I know you cut your forecast once already, right, after the fourth quarter?
Well, this particular launch, it really changes fundamentally the nature of our business. We become an operating system company, which we've never been before.
Enough that those numbers that you cut back will now be boosted up, or where do you stand?
We have very, very positive expectations over the next 2 or 3 years. It's not just this year, but over several years.
That's interesting. So this is a game changer, if you will,
very much
for the company, which has been around a while. So this has been something you've been working on for quite a while, I would think.
New management came into the company a couple of years ago and restarted the company effectively and we came from the mobile phone industry. We had done a business called IntelliSync, which we sold to Nokia. And we have applied all of that expertise into the PC industry because it is a portable device. And we think it should act like a portable device.
The computer is nowadays. It sure is. All right, Richard, thank you. Richard Arnold from Phoenix Technologies. We appreciate it and have fun over at the NASDAQ. And we'll see more from your company out at CES over the next few days. All right. The rally for the new year seemed to